Hey, what is up, investors? Jason here. So in this video, we're going to be talking about two EV SPAC stocks. We're going to be talking about ticker symbol DCRC, Decarbonation Plus Acquisition Corp, who's going to be merging with the EV battery company Solid Power. And we're also going to be talking about ticker symbol GGPI, Gores Guggenheim Incorporated, who is hopefully going to be merging with Polestar, Volvo's backed Polestar. Now, the thing is that both these SPACs are currently trading under $10 a share right now at the time that I'm making this video. Now, there's a lot of money that's going to be pumping into this entire space. We know that there is going to be federal money going in to help this whole transition of making it so that 50% of all vehicles manufactured are going to be EV by 2030. So this is an area that we know that is going to really be accelerating this growth. We already knew that it was accelerating this growth, but now we have more certainty that electric vehicles are the way that things are going to transition here in the United States. So we really need to be bullish in this area. Now, the thing is that with one of these, DCRC, they are backed by Ford. And we know that Polestar is a company that is backed by Volvo and also the Chinese company Geely, who is the actual owner of Volvo. So we need to be watching these. I'm going to be kind of just discussing what we can predict here in the future. So as we get to it, if you guys don't mind, please do me a huge favor. Please be sure to smash this story annihilate or just gently press that like button. Helps me out a lot with the YouTube algorithm, helps spread these videos to more people that might find it interesting, and subscribe if you have not already. And if you are someone that wants to help support this channel even more and even join the private Discord and become a Patreon, I have one. The link is in the description. Thank you to all the Patreons. Now let's get to it. So looking at DCRC stock graph here, it went from $10.30 to where it's currently at $9.89 at the time of making this video. So the graph here does look a bit more intimidating than it actually is. But for the people that are not familiar with what Solid Power is, they are a solid state battery maker. They are kind of like QuantumScape, if you're familiar with that stock. Now, I can go to the About Us just to give you guys a little bit of details if you guys want to pause this and read this. But anyways, Solid Power, what they do is they are making batteries that are much safer, and they can provide a 50 to 75% increase in energy density compared to the best available rechargeable batteries that are they're also going to be making them much more cheaper as well. So these are going to be batteries that are going to be smaller, and they're going to be having more charge and be much safer, not put off any heat. So there is a demand for what they're doing, especially when we're looking at EVs being more dominant in the entire market. So there's a lot of potential with this stock, in my opinion. Now, they're going to be getting a good amount of money through this entire deal here. There is $350 million held in a trust. DCRC has entered into a business combination agreement with Solid Power, pipe size of $165 million. The transaction reflects an approximate $1.2 billion enterprise value and implies a steep discount to peer trading levels. Net of the transaction, Solid Power will have $599 million of cash to fund operations and grow, and the additional capital requirement necessary to deliver its business plan. And when everything is said and done, it will be trading under the ticker symbol SLDP. Now, other than Ford, BMW is also a partner of Solid Power, so they're also a backer. So this could be potentially batteries in vehicles for Ford and BMW. So that's a really big catalyst right there. Now let's look into what is the major catalyst here, and that is the power of these batteries, the charge times, and what you're going to be paying as far as cost. Now, as far as the vehicle range, the range is much larger on these batteries. They can go up to like 80% more range than the standard batteries are out. We know that Tesla is doing really big things with their range, but if we're looking at other companies, what they're currently at with their range, it's nowhere near what Tesla's doing. So what Solid Power is saying that their batteries will get much better range than even Tesla, though. These batteries will also have a much longer cycle life. They can get up to 369,000 miles on their batteries before there's any sort of major issue. These batteries will also have much better power behind them, so the vehicles will be able to get much better horsepower out of it, up to about 15% of what the current batteries out in the market are. Now, these vehicles will have a much longer shelf life as well, and the charging rate could be about 20 minutes to a charge of from 10% to 90% of charge. Now, the major selling point, though, is the cost of these batteries. So if we get the cost of the batteries down, and that brings the cost of the vehicles down because the batteries themselves are one of the major cost expenses in EVs. So if we're looking at the current cost of a EV battery being about $142 per kilowatt hour, the solid power battery will be $85 per kilowatt hour. Now, when we bring that down to the price difference here, we're looking at a price savings of between $55 and $70 per kilowatt hour. So that's a major difference right there. But we're also got to throw on the fact that these batteries are much safer than the current batteries that are out, and that's another big driving factor behind them. Now let's look in over at what we're going to be expecting from Polestar. So keep in mind that GGPI and Polestar are not 100% confirmed. This is still just something that is up in the air. They're in talks, but the merger had been announced by Bloomberg, so they're usually really trustworthy in what they announce, and they made that announcement also with Lucid Motors when they were doing the merger with CCIV. So they announced that much earlier than everybody had been able to confirm it, and so that ended up being a true statement. So anyway, so if this is true, GGPI and Polestar will be merging. So let's look at what we're going to be expecting if it does do a merger with Polestar. This stock could very much skyrocket, in my opinion, because there are a lot of interest behind Polestar, and if GGPI can pull it off, then this one is going to soar, in my opinion. Or if not, Polestar itself, when the merger is complete, that stock will probably be doing some really big things, because Polestar does have a lot more going on right now than the traditional EV company that is trying to go public through a SPAC merger. Polestar already has a vehicle that is been tested. It's already been being produced. It already has a factory system worked out. They're going to be made here in the United States under Volvo, and they're going to be made in Japan under Geely, which Geely owns Volvo. Now, they also have different facilities that are set up to be able to go look at their vehicles. They have showrooms, just like how Lucid Motors does. Now, the vehicles aren't up to par with like Lucid Motors vehicles, but these vehicles are made to be more of a type of city driving type vehicle, something that is just designed to go drive to, say, driving to school, driving to work, stuff like that. Not very long range vehicles, more of a simplistic type EV vehicle. Now, these vehicles are also already able to be test driven and able to be purchased if someone was looking to buy one right now. Now, they also go 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds, so they're also a really fast vehicle as well. Now, the battery is a bit small, like I'm saying. It's like a city type driving vehicle with a 78 kilowatt hour battery, so not too small, but still too small to really do some sort of long range type driving. That's why it has a range of 233 miles EPA, but that's not that bad. But that battery is pretty significantly powerful. It can get power of 300 kilowatts, so let's get that 408 horsepower that allows it to go 0 to 60 in 4.5 seconds. This vehicle also comes with 2 electric motors, rear and front axles, so a lot of cool stuff there for a nice 5-seat vehicle. Now, they will be having a SUV vehicle that will be coming out soon, and that will be the Polestar 3, and that will be built in Ridgeville, South Carolina, opened by Volvo Cars in 2018. Use of the facility is one of the major advantages of having family ties with both Volvo and Geely Holdings. So that's the nice thing here, is that these vehicles already have a manufacturer system worked out, and they're already backed by Volvo and Geely. So that's a huge catalyst for this company. A lot of potential there, and a lot of people are fans of Geely Motors here in the United States, but they can't buy their vehicles, of course. So this is kind of access to all that cool Geely and Volvo engineering and electric vehicles. So really cool stuff also coming from that. I know I say really cool stuff all the time. Now, I think there is a lot to be coming from both these SPACs, especially if we do see the merger with GGPI and Polestar. That can be a really big thing. But DCRC and Solid Power, great stuff going on there. A lot of great potential. And GGPI, Polestar, that would be an excellent thing if that announcement does happen. So both these SPACs right now, these stocks are both under $10 at the time of making this video. So in my opinion, they're at a really good price to be picking them up. But this is not financial advice. This is just my own opinion. So please do your own research into looking into both these SPACs. So with that being said, I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts on these two SPAC stocks. So if you don't mind, please like, share, comment, subscribe. New videos coming out on my channel all the time. Thank you guys for watching.